Did anyone watch the episode of AEW from May 28th that we have titled The Blooper Reel, where they did their best to injure each other in very different, exciting, creative, and compassionate ways?
Well, I'm pulling up the ratings right now, and just for the record, for anyone looking for the AEW roster review from the letter K on, that will be continuing on the Drive-Thru this coming week.
Yes, I have the notes standing by here, who we've discarded and who we have kept so far, and we're going to continue with that process. I think we left off with Jeremiah Jackoff, and now we're starting with the K's.
I don't remember that, but let's go now to the ratings. AEW Dynamite, May 28th, 2025 on TBS from 8 to fucking you broke.
What are you laughing at?
You and your silliness. God damn it. You fucking made me laugh after the fact.
Silly?
8 to 10:05 p.m. Jeremiah Jackoff, 8 to 10:05 p.m.
I think that's the muscly manager's name, isn't it? Jeremiah Jackoff?
Jim, on average,
yes,
watched by 636,000 viewers.
Is this last week they fell in a hole and they come back to it's the same thing they do every fucking week. 626, 636, 606.
It's 1%
I'm
up.
sick of 6.
1% up on the 4-week trend of 629. So like you said, right in that range. Last week was 575, an 11% hit, according to WrestleNomics. Let's go now to the quarterly hour breakdowns. These, once again, compiled by WrestleNomics. Quarter 1, 8 to 8:15 p.m. The Adam Page, Swerve Strickland, Will Ospreay live promo. 689,000 viewers.
Ooh, much lower to start than traditionally, which on the good note means they don't have as far to fall unless they hold up for the first hour and jump off a cliff in the second hour. But we will see what transpires.
We will now move to quarter 2, 8:15, 8:30 p.m. The continuation of the Page Strickland Ospreay live promo. The start of Mark Briscoe, Speedball Mike Bailey, and Willow Nightingale versus the Death Riders with picture-in-picture. 634,000 viewers.
Okay, and again, it's only 55,000. Normally it's 100 and something thousand. So the good part, again, we're finding that silver lining. When they don't start high, they don't have as far to fall.
We go now to quarter 3, 8:30 to 8:45 p.m. The continuation of Briscoe Bailey and Nightingale versus the Death Riders with picture-in-picture ads. The Hurt Syndicate MJF promo, and Penelope Ford's backstage promo, followed by an ad break. 606,000 viewers.
And they pretty much need to stay within spitting distance of that to hit their average at this point.
And so far, they are kind of within the trend line, so nothing abnormal. Quarter 4, 8:45 to 9 p.m. The Ricochet promo. Megan Bain.
Oh, I forgot. I glossed over that because he said nothing in a boring way, but the summation is he needs to have a group. Minions that will do his bidding to help out against all these other groups. So now old Ricochet is going to have a group too. That's all. That's exactly what we need is some more groups.
Well, we go now to quarter 4, 8:45 to 9 p.m. The Ricochet promo, followed by Megan Bain and Penelope Ford versus Anna Jay and Harley Cameron. No DQ.
And the Invisible Woman.
Picture-in-picture ads. 599,000 viewers.
That's a gift right there. They only lost 7,000 for that thing. And they're at the top of the hour. They should go up according to these numbers, I would think.
And that's also the low point in the key demo, 188,000 for those 4 women out there. We continue now to the big 9 o'clock hour, 9 to 9:15 p.m. The continuation of Bain and Ford versus Jay and Cameron. The Mercedes Moné angle. What was the Mercedes Moné angle? I don't know. And the Ops versus the Frat House, followed by an ad break. 637,000 viewers.
There you go. So they picked up 38,000 at the top of the hour. They're back to the second best quarter that they've done all night. This is not this is not losing mass percentages of the audience like they normally do, but they started with more of their faithful.
We go now to quarter 6, 9:15 and 9:30 p.m. The Jamie Hayter Tekla live angle, spelled Thekla.
Yeah.
The Mystico video, and the start of Adam Cole versus Kyle Fletcher with picture-in-picture, 648,000 viewers.
Amazing. They picked up 11,000 in quarter 6, which is usually where they're starting to fall off that cliff. So this is going to be pretty consistent.
I wonder what time was halftime during the basketball game. But anyway, back to the schedule here, the quarterly hour breakdown. Quarter 7, 9:30 to 9:45 p.m., the continuation of Cole versus Fletcher, with the Don Callis family and Brody King in the post-match, an ad break, and the start of Josh Alexander versus Brody King, with picture-in-picture, 618,000 viewers.
Well, that's a gift. That's only 30,000 down for that. And I have a feeling that people are going to give up quickly in the next segment.
Well, the final segment, and I remind you we have a 5-minute overrun, quarter 8, 9:45 to 10 p.m., continuation of Alexander versus King, and the Mercedes Moné Tony Storm live promo, 636,000 viewers.
Oh!
5-minute overrun, 705,000 viewers.
Okay, now I call bullshit there, but 636 for those two. They ought to be turning cartwheels. They actually gained another 18,000, but 69,000 for the 5-minute overrun. Modern Family has not been that popular here lately. And I'm sorry, but I don't believe that they would have tuned in just for 5 minutes of these two to continue to talk to each other. But if you do what we used to do and take off the first quarter that always starts the highest and take off the overrun because that's artificial, then you have pretty much got 600 to 630,000 people. That's their base audience.
Yeah, they've been steady with this. Even the key demo, it doesn't really fluctuate too much from week to week. It's steady. This is their cable base right now. Who knows what Max really is or isn't. Some people say it's...
I think he's a member of the Hurt Syndicate now.
Well, some people say it's one of the biggest sports shows on Max, and other people say, well, Max points out the other ones that are bigger. So who knows? But those are the ratings, and they're kind of, they're in a place right now. We'll see what happens after the NBA playoffs, if that really changes anything. But right now, this seems like the base, like you said.
That's who they are. And that's where they are. And that's what they've done. And that's why we said that. Because we tell you all about it here on our various programming.